Everyone I know that has read East of Eden testifies to being deeply impacted. It ranks among their all-time favorites and is a book that has stayed with them. And there's a sentence in the book that I believe hints at the reason why that might be. A sentence that seems to have served as something of a guide for Steinbeck. A philosophy of writing that falls on the reader with a subtle yet submerging force. The sentence is placed on the lips of my favorite character, the intellectually ravenous and ferociously loyal Lee. The sentence appears during a discussion of the biblical story of Cain and Abel. Twin sons have been born to Adam Trask, and his friend Samuel and his servant Lee are trying to help him name the boys. Samuel brought along a Bible because in the early 1900s, that's where you get baby names from. He reads the story, they explore its meaning, and Samuel begins to wonder how three grown men, thousands of years later, are discussing the crime of Cain as if it happened yesterday. And here's where our great sentence shows up. For Lee responds to Samuel's wondering by saying, "A great and lasting story is about everyone, or it will not last." That sentence describes what it feels like to read a Steinbeck novel. The characters are drawn before our imagination in all the fullness of humanity, the bright colors and the dreary hues. He shows them to us from the inside out. And as we look, we recognize ourselves in them, in their longings for love, in their reeling from rejection, in their desires and disappointments, their hopes and heartbreaks, their jilts and joys, their virtue and villainy, the way we deal with frustration. Some of us beat others up, some of us beat ourselves up. Steinbeck captures all of that here, and in doing so, he has rewritten Genesis for future generations. When I began to read East of Eden, I asked people who had read it before to describe it in one word. Epic, engrossing, brilliant, captivating, incredible, eloquent, unforgettable were some of the responses. If we were to ask Steinbeck to describe it in one word, I believe that his one word would be true. And I dare speak for the great man only because of the following words that he also put on the lips of Lee. No story has power, nor will it last, unless we feel in ourselves that it is true, and true of us.